So do you also find it a task to generate blog ideas and sound creative? Then this video is definitely for you. So hello all, welcome back to Pabbly Connect, and in this video we are going to understand how to build an AI agent to auto-generate blog ideas in Google Sheets. So over here, like you, I also used to generate all the blog ideas manually, but it is a task to sound creative every day. So that is the reason that I created this amazing automation, where what is going to happen is that as soon as I'm just going to add the keywords and the topic of my blog into my Google Sheets, automatically my AI agent is going to generate me the blog ideas, which I can further add back in my Google Sheets. So to do this, we are simply going to create a connection between Google Sheets, my AI agent, which is OpenAI, and then Google Sheets. And to create this connection without knowing any programming or coding language, we are going to use Pabbly Connect. It is an amazing automation software. So do you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business? Then for that, you have to come with me towards my screen.
Welcome to my screen. So in this video, I'll show you how to build an AI agent to automatically generate fresh blog post ideas directly into Google Sheets. So whether you're managing a blog or planning content for a brand, this automation will help you continuously stay creative without spending hours brainstorming. So let's get started and supercharge your content planning. So to get started, over here, I'm just going to show you a really simple example. Let's say that I'm simply going to enter the keyword or topic, then I'm just going to enter the niche, and the third, I'm just going to enter the target audience. And automatically using these details, my AI agent is going to generate me the blog idea. And as you can see, the generated blog idea has been added right over here. So as you can see, within seconds in real time, this AI generated blog idea has been added right over here in my spreadsheet. And now further, my team can review it and select the status right over here. Let's say that if selected it as accepted, then automatically we are going to use this same blog idea in order to generate a blog. And over here, if you want to see a dedicated video on how to create blogs using Google Sheets, then for that we have many videos on our YouTube channel. You can check it out. Today, this video is going to focus on how to generate blog ideas in Google Sheets. Alright, so what we're going to do is I'm simply going to generate these blog ideas within seconds in real time, that too without any manual efforts like I did right now. So this is no magic, this is the power of automation, and this is the automation which we are going to create in today's video. And if you also want to create this amazing automation for your own business, then for that you have to watch this tutorial till the end. So to do this, we are simply going to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect. And in order to open the landing page of Pabbly Connect, we simply have to open a new tab, and then we have to go to the browser and look for pabbly.com/connect in our browser. So I'm simply going to look for pabbly.com/connect in my browser right over here. And after opening this landing page of Pabbly Connect, we are going to get two options. One is sign in and the another one is sign up for free. So over here, if you are a new user, you can go towards this sign up for free, and you're going to get 100 of tasks free every month to explore the application. But over here, I am an existing user, so I'm simply going to click on this button which says sign in. And now as soon as we're going to click on this sign in, it is opening all Pabbly apps. And over here, you can see all the tools and applications offered by Pabbly. But in today's video, we are going to use Pabbly Connect because we are connecting different applications. So I'm simply going to click on this access now right over here to access my Pabbly Connects account. And as soon as we're going to click on this access, now it is opening my dashboard. And to start with this automation, we are simply going to click on this button which says create workflow. And now it is asking me for the workflow name and the folder I want to save the workflow in. So over here on my dashboard, you can see multiple folders which I have already created, in which I save my workflows. And if you also want to create a new folder, you can go towards this add new folder button right over here. And if you want to learn more about these folders, you can go towards this learn more too. Alright, I have created multiple folders, so I'm just going to save this workflow in one of these, which is automation. And now to name my workflow, I'm simply going to erase this untitled workflow and enter the name of my workflow right over here, which is how to build an AI agent to auto-generate blog ideas in Google Sheets. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says create. And with this, it is saying workflow workflow created successfully. Alright, so now it is opening the most important window of our automation, which is our workflow window. So this is the most important window because we have trigger and action in this. Trigger means when this happens and action means do this. So by this you can understand that the actions are response towards the commands given by a trigger. And that's the particular reason that we can have only a single trigger but multiple actions following the commands of our trigger in a particular workflow. And to get started, we are simply going to select our trigger application. So for my trigger application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets and select it right over here. And now for the trigger event, I'm simply going to select it as new or updated spreadsheet row. And now it is giving me a webhook URL. So we're going to use the same webhook URL in order to create a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. So I'm simply going to copy this webhook URL and then we are going to open our spreadsheet. And after opening the spreadsheet, what we're going to do is I'm simply going to go towards this extensions, add-ons, and then we have to go towards this get add-ons. And over here, we are going to add an extension in this spreadsheet, which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks. So I'm just going to search for the same extension, which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here. And now over here, you can see that I have already installed this extension in my spreadsheet. If you haven't installed this, you're going to get the option of install right over here, all right? And over here, I've already installed it, so it is giving me the option of uninstall. All right, so you can install this extension right from here. And after installing this extension, you have to refresh your spreadsheet. It is a really important step to refresh your spreadsheet, all right? Otherwise, what is going to happen is that you're not going to get the option of Pabbly Connect Webhooks right over here in our extensions tab. All right, so now after getting this option, which is Pabbly Connect Webhooks, we have to go towards this initial setup. And after coming over here towards this initial setup, it is asking me to enter the webhook URL and the trigger column. So over here for the webhook URL, we are simply going to paste the URL which we copied from our workflow. And now it is asking me for the trigger column. So the trigger column will be your final data column on which if the data is added, the whole of that row will be sent towards your webhook URL. Alright, so over here you can see the my trigger column is C right over here. So I'm simply going to enter C. Over here you have to enter your trigger column according to your spreadsheet. Like what I want is that whenever I add the topic, niche and target audience, then only these details should be sent towards my webhook URL. So I've entered my trigger column as C. You have to enter it according to your spreadsheet. And then we are simply going to click on this button which says submit. And now it is saying setup configured successfully. So with this, we have successfully created a connection between our Google Sheets and our Pabbly Connect's workflow. But now it is saying waiting for a webhook response. And in the notes, it is saying do a test submission/record. So in order to capture this webhook response, we have to do a test submission or record. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to open my spreadsheet, and over here we have to go towards this extension Pabbly Connect Webhooks, and as you can see the button of send on event. So we simply have to switch on this button which is send on event. It is a really important step to switch on this button because what is going to happen is that upon switching on this button, whenever a new event is going to occur in this spreadsheet, automatically the details of the same would be sent towards your webhook URL, which is towards your workflow. All right, and now after switching on this button, we are ready to do the test submission. And to do the test submission, I'm simply going to enter the keyword or topic, the niche, and then I'm simply going to enter the target audience. And once I'm just going to enter all of these details successfully, we have did the test submission, and now these details have been sent towards my webhook URL, which is towards my workflow. So I'm just going to open my workflow, and yes, over here you can see that Pabbly has captured the response for the same. You can see the target audience, the niche, and the keyword or the topic. So yes, with this we have successfully completed this step, which was our trigger step. And now what is going to happen is that whenever a new event is going to occur right over here in my spreadsheet, automatically this workflow is going to get triggered instantly. And now we're going to move on forward. What I want is I want to build an AI agent to auto generate blog ideas. So for that, I'm just going to select my action application as my AI agent, which is OpenAI. So I'm simply going to search for OpenAI and select it right over here. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as ChatGPT and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your OpenAI account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply click on this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now it is asking me for the token. And to get this token, we are simply going to follow the help text, and it is saying kindly visit your OpenAI API key page to get the API key that you need need to enter here. So I'm simply going to go towards this OpenAI API key page to get the API key. And after coming over here towards this OpenAI API key page, we have to go towards this create new secret key button. And now I'm just going to name my key. Let's say that I'm just going to name my key as blog ideas right over here. And now I'm just going to simply select the project and click on this create secret key button. And now with this, we have successfully created this secret key. So I'm simply going to copy this key and then we're going to paste it right over here in our workflow. And after pasting this key, we are simply going to click on this save. And with this, we have successfully connected our OpenAI account with our Pabbly Connect workflow. And now it is asking me to select the AI model. So I'm simply going to select the AI model as GPT-4. You can select it any another according to your own choice. And now it is asking me for the prompt. So I'm simply going to enter my prompt right over here. And yes, over here you can see that I've simply entered my prompt, which is give me one blog idea based on the given keyword niche and do not use quotation marks and the rest of the details. Alright, so we're going to simply move on further. Over here, I'm just going to enter the details which the AI agent is going to use in order to generate the blog idea. Alright, so I'm simply going to enter the details, but we're not going to enter the details manually by typing it like this, but instead we're going to map it. So you must be wondering what is mapping. So mapping is a method by Pabbly, which means inserting the data from the previous step. And as you know, our previous step was the trigger step where we selected Google Sheets as our trigger application. So we are simply going to map the details from the response of our trigger application only. And as soon as we're going to map these details, automatically my details will turn dynamic and change with every new response received. Alright, so I'm simply going to map the topic and then we're going to move on forward and map the niche right over here, and then we're going to map the target audience too. So I'm simply going to map the details from the response of my previous step and click on this save and send test request. So over here, I have entered my prompt according to my specific needs. You have to enter it according to your specific business needs. Alright, so as you can see that now with this, we have successfully received a positive response. Alright, over here you can see that we have successfully received this message content. And over here you can see that we have received the blog idea. Over here, I'm just going to add the same blog idea which we received right over here in my spreadsheet. And in order to do this, I'm just going to add another action step. And now for the action application, I'm simply going to select it as Google Sheets. So I'm just going to search for Google Sheets right over here in my action application and select it right over here. And now for the action event, I'm simply going to select it as update a cell value, because I want to update a cell value right over here, which is this D4. Alright, so I'm just going to move forward and click on this connect. And now it is asking me to add a new connection or select an existing connection. So if you have already connected your Google Sheets account with your Pabbly Connect's workflow, you can simply go towards this select existing connection and then save. But if you haven't, you have to follow me, click on add a new connection, and now we have to click on this blue button which says sign in with Google. And now it is asking me to select my Gmail account. So I'm simply going to select my Gmail account right from here, with the help of which I want to connect my Google Sheets account. Alright, so we have to select the same account right over here. And now after selecting my Gmail account, Pabbly is asking me for some permissions. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to click on this allow and give Pabbly all the permissions it is asking for, because my data is secure with Pabbly. You can also click on this allow Pabbly is safe, and as soon as we're going to click on this allow, with this we have successfully connected our Google Sheets account with our Pabbly Connect's workflow. And now I'm simply going to select my spreadsheet right over here. So as you can see, the name of my spreadsheet is blog ideas review sheet. So I'm just going to select the same sheet, which is blog ideas review sheet. And over here you can see the sheet is sheet 1. So I'm simply going to select sheet 1. Now we're going to move forward. Over here I'm just going to enter the range of the sheet that needs to be updated here. Over here I'm just going to follow the help text, and I'm just going to enter the range with the help of column name and the row index. So over here you can see the column name is D and the row index is 4 right over here, and this is the range which needs to be get updated. So I'm simply going to enter right over here D4, but we are not going to enter it manually like this, right? Because what I want is that right now it is D4, but if I'm just going to add another response, it will be D5, D6, D7 and so on. So as you can notice that this D is constant, the column is not changing, only the row is changing. So what we're going to do is I'm simply going to keep this D as static right over here by entering it as manually. But over here I'm just going to map the row index from the response of my previous step, because the row is going to change with every new response received. Now we're going to move forward and enter the value which I want to add in this D4. So I'm simply going to map this message content received from my response in my AI agent. And after mapping all of these details, we are simply going to click on this blue button which says save and send test request. Alright, so I'm simply going to click on this button right over here. And with this, we have received the positive response that we have successfully added this AI generated blog idea into our spreadsheet. So I'm simply going to open my spreadsheet, and yes, over here you can see the AI generated blog idea has been added right over here. And yes, with this, we have successfully completed our workflow. And now what is going to happen is that as soon as I add the keyword, the niche and the target audience, automatically within seconds in real time, my AI agent is going to generate me the blog idea and add that AI generated blog idea right over here in my spreadsheet. Like I showed you in the starting of this video, all of this is going to happen in backend in real time and within seconds. We don't have to come back and again to our workflow to click on save and send test request. Alright, so now you also go and try this amazing automation for your own business, and if you have any questions related to the video or the workflow, you can directly comment on this video. And for your reference, I'll just clone this workflow and share the workflow link in the description box so that you can access my workflow. I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching, everyone.
So not only these applications, but with the help of Pabbly Connect, you can integrate many more applications. So if you have any doubts, you can reach us at support@pabbly.com. If you have any queries, you can reach us at forum.pabbly.com. And if you have any pricing related issues, you can follow this website. And if you find our videos helpful, do like and subscribe our channel. Thank you for watching.